Hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I am Piglet here once again and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest for the Super Nintendo / Game Boy Advance. So last time we have managed to able to explore around on the forms of Crazy Kremland, and we did manage to have ourselves a pretty fun time on that world, despite where there are some dual die situations, or in this case in particular, some Tron era situations has been still involved on that particular stuff, but overall, we did that pretty good as far as the actual progression goes. So today for this episode is the fact that we're going to be moving on to the 5th world in this game, which appears to be Gloomy Gulch, which I apologize for that pronunciation name for that. That's the last name, by the way, but either way though, let's get this thing to it. In the first stage, as you can see, we're about to be exploring onto is Ghostly Grove. And in this level, we're going to be ended up in a forest. So either way though, that's to be expected with the actual world's theme, as you can see right here. So the actual main emphasis on this stage is the fact that we actually come across into ourselves these ghost robes. And every time you're able to actually just to see those ghost robes, it will eventually appear for about, I would say for about 3 seconds, and then eventually they'll decide to go disappear, and then reappear at about likely a split second. So even then, it's all about quick timing reflexes whenever you're trying to able to hop onto the ghost robe, and especially noticeable if you really want to go after certain collectibles. But either way though, especially noticeable whenever we get onto the bonus areas in particular. So either way, yeah, the DK Hero coin is actually underneath the level, as you can see, between those two cannon barrel cannons. And that particular DK coin, Hero coin I should say, for those of you first time experiencing this level, it will give you a lot of like opportunities how tricky that Hero coin you have to obtain through. So the first bonus area in this stage is the fact that we need to carry the barrel and then just try to bust out of the wall, and that way you should be able to get into the forms of the bonus area. Think of like how we did in the old school, well, the forms of the first game after all. So either way though, in this particular bonus area that we need to bust out of this, the treasure chest once again, and that way we should be able to get ourselves, of course, a Krem coin. So either way though, so far we've only got about 50 of them now, so even then we've only got about, I would say, by the classification, by the forms of how much stuff we've got left, I think we've got about 25 left, so we can expect this much. And by the way, there's a second bonus area and a final bonus area on this stage, because if you can clearly tell, this stage only contains 2 bonus areas. So either way though, just want to classify that for the actual count of the forms of those bonus areas in between. So yeah, you get the idea for that solution. So this is where the game starts to get significantly difficult as you progress, especially noticeable whenever we get onto the 6th world, and probably, well, I'll explain more about it until whenever we get on to next Monday, and eventually next Wednesday, which might actually be potentially be, well, we're not going to explain about this just yet though, because it might contain spoiler warnings for that kinds of stuff. So even then, let's not get ahead of ourselves to this point just yet though. So anyway, so let's go ahead and just keep on jumping into those ghost robes before even like, well, just get into the goal basically. So either way though, yeah, it's not too bad for this level though, I don't think. So even then, but then again, it gets pretty tricky every now and then now, especially noticeable with the actual platforming genres we're able to expect to get a little bit more aggressively harder as we proceed. So yeah, you get the idea. Alright, so the next level we have is Haunted Hall, and once again we're going back into the forms of some sort of like a minecart kind of levels, and except a noticeable difference this time around, as you can see, we're getting chased by the forms of that ghostly looking bony Kremling, as far as I like to call him that. And before we get into anything else, jump twice on that top portion, because if you try to reach for that specific height, then this will give us a first bonus area on the stage. But that doesn't end off here, because, well, after we're done with this though, we need to drive upwards, get that plus, and oh jeez, we're going backwards! And just trying to time our jumps, and then we can get ourselves, what else? Another Krem coin. But that doesn't end off here, because when you leave that particular bonus area, there's another one right next to it. But this time around though, we're actually moving forward. and also just trying to collect stars as opposed to trying to able to obtain a coin itself. So Pretty cool though, and even then though, yeah, you get the idea of that point, so... Alright, so let's carefully time our jumps and what have you, so we can expect we can able to get enough stars, and then, boom, there we go. We got ourselves another creme coin. So far so good anyway though, in terms of this level itself. I would should say for this point right about now, this level can be pretty tricky at times, because the main emphasis on the stage, that we obviously getting chased by this ghostly thingy right here, and the actual huge emphasis on this is that every time whenever we get chased by this ghostly thing, basically we need to collect the most insane amount of those plus barrels, because every time you're able to collect or touch those plus barrels, then this will add up to your time limit. But if you accidentally touch the -1s, it will actually decrease your timer, as you can see right here. So for the most part though, it's all about a lot of like timing jumps and what have you, especially noticeable when it gets to the point where, well, you know, you get the idea of how the challenge can be sometimes. So anyways, let's go ahead and... Oh, I just missed it! Let's go ahead and just lose a life at this point right there, because I noticed there's going to be the third and the final bonus area on the stage, so at least I can able to try this again. So even then though, thankfully we got ourselves a midway point, so we don't have to worry about this too much, because either way, we've already got ourselves the, you know, the first 2 bonus areas in this level, so at least we can able to accept that. So, oh, dang it. What is going on? What is going on with my timing jumps for this point today? That grass. Oh, jeez. No. Yeah, if you somehow let the time run out, you lose your Kong. Well, depending if you either Dixie or Diddy. But regardless of everything else, though, yeah, that's what I could really dealt it for anyway. If you manage to able to be precise with jumps and what have you. But either way, we'll just try this again. Hopefully third time's a charm though, so either way though we can expect this much. So yeah, as far as you guys already know, is the fact that this level actually contains well, 3 bonus areas in particular. So, oh yeah, for that ghostly thing right there that we actually getting chased by, his name was actually Crackle, which either way though, it does feel a little bit more intimidating to look at, but either way though, that's besides the point. Oh god, this particular bonus area can get tricky, because if you don't time your jumps right, then if you somehow manage to accidentally fall off, then, well, you're probably not going to retry that bonus stage again, unless if you go ahead and lose a life, and then decide to able to try again. So, yeah, it's one to classify that, so... Alright, so we're almost done here, so it's just a matter of like, I just missed that plus barrel. Oh well, we'll just gonna have to leave it to that, I suppose. Alright. Oh, okay. Let's get more plus barrels, and... Oh, okay. Phew. That's pretty close. Oh jeez. Okay. Phew. That's quite nerve-wracking. But, that doesn't end off here, because if you go underneath to the left, then you get yourselves a DK Hero coin. You better not miss it though, because even then if you somehow miss that, then you're gonna have to redo the entire level all over again, so just want to classify that. And that concludes Haunted Hall, so pretty exhilarating to say the least. So here we go with the next level in this world, which appears to be Gusty Glade. Gusty Glade, I should say. Once again, we're going back into the forest theme level, and the main emphasis on this stage is that we need to deal with the wind. Sometimes the actual wind can either change directions every now and then, either west or east, or anything for that matter, for the actual wind direction. So you have to deal with a lot of timing requirements on this stage. So even then though, there was an animal buddy on this level though, but I'd probably not recommend trying to able to go for that, to be honest with you, because I did manage to try this on my own time during the films within the Wii's Virtual Console version. Oh man, I seriously screwed up multiple times in terms of jumps and what have you, especially trying to charge up. Even though what the actual animal body contains in this level, it was obviously, of course, Rattler the Snake. So even then, that's all I can really say about it here. So even then, or Rattling the Rattlesnake, as far as I like to say. This stage only contains 2 bonus areas, if you can clearly tell, so either way though, we're just able to actually accept that. So anyway, let's go ahead and just get Dixie Kong back by that very annoying enemies in this particular game every now and then. And we need to bust out this treasure chest from the top, because that way we can able to get a cannonball. And once again, we need to take the cannonball all the way to the cannon, and then that way we can able to get to, what else? Another bonus area, which either way, just collecting stars, and that's all there is to know. But here's the thing though, is the fact that we need to get a lot of emphasis on the barrel cannon now. So either way though, we can at least accept for the forms of the timing and what have you. So yeah, you get the idea for that point. So alright, so let's go ahead and not slip things up a little bit. Oh yeah, today's day is the forms of the 12th of August today, in this case in 2020, so there's not much else we can usually talk about, apart from the fact that I seriously swear to God, we're almost nearly at the end of the forms of this game Let's Play department, because either way, despite we actually still on to World 5 so far, and even then though, we still got a whole ways to go. So at least we can expect we can able to actually end this Let's Play off, enjoying at the middle portion of the forms of, well, I would say almost towards the end of August at some point or another, but either way though, we'll have to wait and see what happens there, during the forms of certain upload schedules for this, so. But you know, you get the idea. Alright, so this is what gets a little bit tricky, and there's a hero coin right there. I think I'll highly recommend Dixie Kong for this point, because that way you can able to reach for that hero coin a lot easier, so yeah, well, oh, okay, I'll take it. I'll take the extra life, thank you. Thank you out of nowhere barrel for able to actually lead us there. What are the chances though, what are the chances, you know? Alright, so let's save a game here, and let's see what progression we actually on. 62%, so I think, relatively speaking, we've now actually passed through the halfway point of 102 progression as far as this game offers us too, meaning about the fact that, well, we're basically in the halfway point for truth. So either way though, next level we have is, once again, we're going back into the hive level, and before I talk more anything about it, yeah, you really don't want to miss out, don't you? So anyways, this level's called Parrots Cute Panic, which either way, the entire emphasis on this stage is the fact that we actually come across into that, oh, a different colored version of that Squawks the Parrot, by the way, and except this time around though, or Quarks, sorry, Quarks can be pretty much exactly similar to Squawks, except he doesn't shoot the actual projectiles this time around. Instead, he actually decides to able to actually just carefully fly down. And the next thing you notice is the fact that you need to able to dodge a lot of hazards, specifically, you know, the zingers, and especially noticeable for pretty much everything in this level sometimes. Ah, dang it, stupid honey. I know I can't help it for myself about the fact that, well, you know. Alright, so let's go ahead and just use Dixie Kong again, so that way we can able to have ourselves an easier time with it. This level does contain 2 bonus areas specifically as well, so at least we can expect we can able to actually just to find 2 of those somewhere. Oh, you son of a... whatever. If you manage to hold down the directional pad up, then you would be able to actually just to slow down Quarks, as you can see right here. And the reason being for that is because, as you can see, we actually come across into... how do I supposed to get off? Okay, it's the X button. Yeah, that way we can able to go actually access to the first bonus area on this level, so... and thankfully we got Squawks the Parrot right here, which unlike Quarks, that's basically that he can able to fly up, so we can at least accept that. So either way though, we still have to reach to the top, and there we go, we got 57 of those creme coins so far, so naturally speaking, we are, well, getting there folks, we are surely but surely getting there. And now it's just a matter of the fact that we need to dodge a lot of those zingers, because I refuse to able to lose a life on that portion, because if for whatever reason, if I don't have myself a checkpoint, despite there's a checkpoint right there, and then if I somehow lose a life before the checkpoint right there, I have to restart everything in the entire stage all over again, which it won't be that fun. But anyway though, so let's go ahead and just keep on going downwards, and then hopefully we would be able to... is there... oh, wait a minute. Is there a bonus area around here? Let's just double check. Come on. Come on. Thank you. And if I recall correctly, yeah, there might be a bonus area, but unfortunately we have double death right here. between, you know, both me and, Dixie Kong for sure. Oh well, we'll try that again, and thankfully we got ourselves a checkpoint at least, so we don't have to worry about this too much, so... Anyway, so let's go ahead and, do the usual bit. I think fundamentally speaking is the fact that in terms of the actual level theme, kind of scenarios like so, if I'm not mistaken, is the fact that this will be the last, Honey Hive level theme, as you can tell right there. So either way though, because every now and then now, that's, well, we'll get to them in a later details later down the road, but either way though, we can expect this much. So, anyways, in this bonus area, we need to basically just take down a lot of those zingers, as you can see. And, I don't know if it's possible you can able to reach that certain distance over there, but luckily, we managed to get ourselves a TNT barrel, so we can at least deal with the last zinger from the very end of that specific portion. So, unfortunately, I missed the O right there just because I was trying to carefully, able to glide down for a certain degree. So, oh well. I'll just take those, banana coins if I was able to spend on something. Well, to be more specifically, in terms of likely for Funky's Flight 2, which we'll discuss more about that whenever we're done with the main adventure first. So, but either way though, we'll get to that point later, so... Anyway, so let's go ahead and, if you're wondering what's up there, well, basically we got ourselves another controllable rotating barrel that obviously leads us to just a banana coin, so... That's alright, I suppose, but either way though, we'll just continue things on from this point. Alright, so let's just... Alright. I've no idea why I'm being so awkwardly quiet for this point, guys, because I just have to really concentrate to see how I can able to bypass for certain ziggies, as you can see, in terms of like having like different pattern formations or something. I don't know. I'm just a little bit too convincing myself, but you know. Alright, so we're almost there now, so we can expect that... Is this the end? Yep, it's the end. So, either way, yeah, there's an invisible hook, and, who needs that singular banana? It's not worth it to me, though, but it does what it is. Oh well, beggars selves can't be choosers, I suppose, you know. So anyways though, let's move on to the, I would say the last level of this world before the 5th boss. That is, oh goodness gracious, Web Woods. This level can get really difficult for those of you first time playing this though. Once again, we're going back into the forest looking environment, except everything else is all foggy everywhere. And what I mean by that, well, it kind of makes it a little bit more atmospheric at least. So either way though, we can expect this much. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a nice little shortcut. And also, if we try to break this treasure chest, we get ourselves 2 balloons, 1-ups. So, whatever. Despite the fact that we almost at the cave, so at least we'll be safe in here. So, in this level's gimmick, much like the forms of Rattle Battle from the likes of Wall 3, which is of course Creme Kui, basically much like in that level, basically once again we need to take control of one particular animal buddy, in this case the animal friend, which this time around we need to take control of Squitter the spider. So either way though, and because of that, there's going to be a lot of emphasis on the forms of trying to go through the actual bottomless pit gaps, and also trying to dodge a lot of those, you know, tougher enemies at the same time too, such as zingers, and especially noticeable with those, some cannon based ones, which I don't know exactly what their names are specifically, just because I haven't really played that much of, you know, certain games every once in a while, just because, well, to be honest with you guys, I just think that this year is exactly a little bit more bare bones, like for 2020 as a standpoint. I mean, sure, I can able to actually play some games on my own time, specifically the Kingdom Hearts games, which either way, at the moment I'm playing through the PlayStation 4 version of Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, so that way I can able to actually get some more achievements or trophies, as far as I like to point that out. Even though I'm not going to touch upon Birth by Sleep just yet though on the PS4, just because we'll have to save that until whenever we get onto the actual Let's Play of it, and doing at some point you know, during that specific time, and unfortunately I've accidentally died due to the forms of that. I don't suppose that if the web won't last for a very long while, but luckily though we got a checkpoint at least, so at least we'll be safe here, so. But yeah, this level can get really tricky because if you do not even like trying to able to time your precise with your jumps, especially noticeable trying to create some more spiderweb platforms, as you can see, sometimes you have to get a lot of usage on timing requirements. So yeah, that could be the only trickiest part about this, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, let's go ahead and just I won't try to create it from there though, but either way we'll have to like press the A button, and then even though it's kind of weird, on the one thing I should probably mention is the fact that if you ever played Donkey Kong Land 2 for the Game Boy at least, in order to be able to create those spiderweb platforms is that you have to press the select button or something, or I really don't know, just because I've already played Donkey Kong Land 2 ever since Journey Forms have been, I would say back in May that last time I played it, so either way I could at least try to able to appreciate about those specific knowledge at hand. So anyway, so let's go ahead and take down this guy here, and thankfully we can able to get ourselves our spare health unit, so that way we can able to actually just to continue things on. So yeah, you get the drill for this point. Alright, let's go ahead and try and create some more spiderweb platforms, and there's no point in getting an end, by the way, because I don't think it's that worth it to me though, so we'll just go ahead and continue. And from the get-go is the fact that, what do I mean by that? This level does contain 2 bonus areas, if you can clearly tell, and one of them is going to be a little bit tricky and difficult, because you know with the actual, the arrow shape with it in terms of the bananas, as you can see right there, I think this will give us a hint about something related to cannon fire. And what do I mean by that? Well, as soon as we get to this point right there, then otherwise, if you're trying to go ahead and hear the actual cannonball firing thing right there, you need to keep an eye on with the slowest one, because I don't think you can able to keep an eye on with the actual fast cannonball fire shot. So even then, I suggest you keep an eye out with the slowest ones, because that way you can easily give you a easy tracking, and also same applies to how the fact that it's thankfully no one there is like punishing as the faster ones. So. And wait until it blasts us through the wall, and that way we can actually get ourselves the, what else? The first bonus area on this level. Even though it does take a while to able to go to that, doesn't it? So anyways, in here, we ended up back into these bramble selections of stages, as you can see right there, in terms of the environmental stages, as you can see. But either way, we have to still need to create a lot of those spiderweb platforms before we continue on, and yeah, looks like, oh, okay. Whew. That was pretty close call, especially noticeable if I do not even jump at the right time, then otherwise I'll be really damned by that, so. Oh well, let's continue, and oh boy, this part right here. This part can really bang for my existence most of the time, because those zingers will able to actually cost me a lot of extra lives if I keep on messing things up with the pattern and all that stuff, which to be expected in terms of difficulty department. Yeah, that's what I can really say about it here, so. Alright, so let's go ahead and just hop on here. But that doesn't end off here, because much like the first bonus area on the stage, I believe there's going to be another cannon that we have to utilize with, and because of that, well, we'll get to that until whenever we get onto that. Let's just wait until these guys are able to surprise attack on us, and approach to this guy here. And he'll able to fire the cannon for us and go all the way to the left, and once again if it busts through the wall, then he'll able to give us the second bonus area. Oh, this looks familiar. It appears to be a rare kind of logo, which is pretty cool though, because this game has been made by not only Nintendo but Rareware, which also same applies for you know, the superior Banjo-Kazooie game for the Nintendo 64, and even Banjo-Tooie as a result too, and even GoldenEye 007 on the Game Boy Advance. Oh no, sorry, Nintendo 64, sorry. And because I keep thinking of something else though, but anyway. Oh boy, the hero coin. Much like the forms of Mudhole Marsh, we need to able to get the DK hero coin by the end of the level. And it doesn't matter if, yeah, you have to be super precise on timing department right here, so yeah, definitely keep that in mind. So anyways, let's move on to the next boss, which appears to be Creepy Crow. What do I mean by that? Oh my gosh, it's the same boss as the first boss in the game, except he was in a ghost form? I don't know, I just never noticed by this fact. I'm guessing he's brought back from the dead or something. So anyways, the entire battle plays out pretty similar to the first boss fight in the game, except it makes things a little bit harder for ourselves this time around. Like, basically, rather than just trying to able to utilize the eggs to able to actually attack him, instead, we need to able to just, well, utilize the barrels instead of the actual eggs. And what do I mean by that? Because sometimes the actual Creepy Crow can usually sometimes just try to send off those neckies, ghost formations, which it doesn't count, but in order to be able to get the barrel, you have to attack the real one, which is the real necky, by the way, and then that way you would be able to actually just to deal the damage on Creepy Crow right here. So, oh boy, this part is so difficult, I'm not gonna lie, but luckily we did manage to pass that, so... And I think there are about 3 parts of this, so it's not too big of a deal, but the ultimate challenge for this boss fight, it was definitely the climbing segment. The climbing section is by far the hardest part about the fight, but anyways, let's go ahead and deal with this last hit, and there goes the Captain Creepy Crow. And that pretty much takes care of World 5, so how's that for that? And I think, seemingly to say, we got the endings off at this point right there. So join me next time on Let's Play Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest. It's the fact that we're going to be moving on to the 6th world in this game. And oh boy, the difficulty will start to ramp up at this point right now. And next time we meet, we're going on to K. Roll's Keep. So things can get pretty deadly in here. So see you guys on Friday. Later, fellas.